that we're really interested to be able to bring that's really not being offered by anywhere else. And instead of having the responsibility of having to buy a whole single barrel, you just get a bottle from it. And you're able to take a bottle, fill it up, and take it home with you.
Ideally, we'd like to take like 10. Like
or 30.
Or 30.
Or 30.
So one of the cool things we're doing here at Pursuit Spirits is something that's very unique in the city of Louisville, and I think in the bourbon country as well, is that we're having the opportunity for you to take place in your own custom barrel selection, plus fill your own bottle. And it's using Pursuit United Private Select, which is also a new single barrel program that we're offering. So instead of you having to buy an entire barrel, all you have to do is just take one bottle home. And it's also called the whole shebang. So you get everything with it. It's a tasting, your own barrel pick, plus filling your own bottle experience.
Well, we're lucky enough to take a big group on our fall trip to Pursuit United headquarters to sort of be a little bit of a stress test on the guys in the inaugural Pursuit United Private Select program. This is a company that I know a lot of you already know, and for some of you, it needs no introduction, so I'll just...
And then you got to go back for media day after that and experience it again.
It is a unique experience. If you think you've sort of done it all in the bourbon world.
I mean, we've been on a lot of barrel picks, and I've never been on one like this before.
If you've always wanted to go on a barrel pick, but you found it prohibited for the cost, or to be partnered with a bourbon club or a retailer.
Which seems to be mostly the only way you can get in, right, these days.
Now you can actually go on a pick, have the pick experience, but only have to take home one bottle.
And as many as you want, really. But I think the best part was, again, you and I have been on so many picks, and one of the biggest struggles of being on any barrel pick is having to agree with the entire group. Everyone has to get on board with the one barrel that you're taking home. And here, you don't have to do that.
That's right.
You can pick to bottle as many bottles as you want from the barrels that you like best, and everyone else can do their own thing.
So instead of fighting over your buddies of which barrel to pick, you get to pick the barrel. So you get the glass, the thief, you fill it up. It's all your experience. So this is what we're gonna bring to the everyday consumer, your barrel pick, your bottle that you get to take home with you.
So part of Pursuit United Private Select is us creating micro blends of Pursuit United and actually re-entering them into the barrels that they came from. Since we're working with 4 different distilleries, 2 rye-based bourbons, a wheated bourbon. We've got 3 different cooperages coming from Independent Save, Zach Cooperage, and Kelvin with differing char levels. When we enter in the barrels, we wait some time, and we know that the magic happens inside there. So we're getting a true unique single barrel every single time.
So when the guys at Pursuit Spirits were trying to think of how they wanted to handle their single barrel program, they could have gone in a direction where you were just picking one of the components that goes into one of their blends, because they are marrying 3 different states of distillation together. So you could either just pick a single barrel of one of those components. That didn't really seem true to their mission.
Right, their brand.
Yeah. So instead, they create micro blends, small batch blends specifically for the Pursuit United, I'm gonna call it PUPS, Pursuit United Private Select. And then it goes back into a barrel that did previously hold one of those components.
Okay, so after that second barrel has had time to do its magic, they then go through and taste them again and decide which of those are gonna be part of the PUPS program.
Correct.
And to be, selected for the public to choose from.
So we know that every drinker has their flavor profile that they prefer. So each blend will be crafted to hit those flavor profiles. We have fruity barrels, we have sweet ones, we have spicy, we have oaky. So you can come here and really get an interesting and unique single barrel offering that you can't get anywhere else.
Okay, so let's get back to our experience with our group, the stress test for the guys, if you will. Since we had such a large group, it was sort of like a version 1.0 of the whole shebang, which is what they call it. But we did get to first taste through all of their regular products.
Right, so we sampled their portfolio of products, and then we were able to thieve straight from the barrel, and that's where it really got fun. People could start choosing the ones that they liked the most and kind of earmarking which ones they were gonna take home.
So we're gonna try everything in the entire lineup. We've got some other single barrels, but then after that, what we have is we've got 6 bourbons and 2 other rye for Pursuit United private selections that are rolled out. And so this is going to be your own barrel select plus fill your own bottle experience, something that you don't get to do at a lot of other different places because as you see, there's no levers, there's no pumps or anything like that where you just put a bottle, the cold lever fills up. No, it's a true barrel pick experience. The idea that we had when we first thought of this is that, I mean, I know Chad and Sarah have done it barrel picks as well. I think we've chosen at least 300 barrels at this point. So we've seen what is fun, like what are the cool things to be able to do, and we kind of wanted to bring that to everybody. And being able to give you that personalized barrel selection experience, but with the opportunity not to have to buy the entire barrel, but you can just take home and follow yourself. And so you'll be able to fill it, and then we'll head on over to the bottling line, and you'll put on your own label, neck wrap, everything like that as well.
Okay, so what you heard there was Kenny talking about how there's no levers to pull in this experience, and what that's kind of referring to is a couple years ago, a few distilleries started doing a pour your own bottle from a single barrel. You know, Michter's started that, Bourbon Bourbon Company later.
Heaven Hill has the no bottle your own experience, and we saw a lot of distilleries in Scotland actually that do that as well.
Yeah, and that's really cool, and it was really unique for the time. But what it does lack, except for Heaven Hill, is sort of being able to choose the barrel.
It's usually just one barrel on tap, yeah.
Yeah, but Heaven Hill, you are choosing 4 different expressions.
Sure, but you still don't get to thief.
You don't get the option of a different barrel from the expression, and as you said, yeah, you don't get the whiskey thief experience.
So then after you've tried all the barrels that they have out there for you on the floor, you can pick 1 or 2 or however many you want. You could take a bottle home of each or more than one if you like.
Yeah.
And then you get to actually fill your own bottle, thief straight from the barrel, fill your bottle, cork it, seal it, label it. You can name it if you want, and I hear if you're really good, the guys will sign it for you.
Yeah, so I feel like they accomplished what they set out to do, was take all of their barrel pick experience throughout the years, take the best of all those experiences and sort of distill it down to one.
I see what you did there.
Pun intended, but
one experience to rule them all. So we've told you a lot about this new experience they have, but what about the brand itself? Some of you all might not be familiar with them, so let's hear about how they got started.
And we said, what could we do that's different than every other source brand on the market? Because most source brand, and this is not wrong or right, it just wasn't for us. Most brands, source from 3 or 4 essentially same people. It's MGP, Bourbon, Heaven Hill, or Green River.
Or more MGP.
And more MGP. A lot of MGP, which is fine. It's great whiskey. But for us, we just didn't think that was exciting. We wanted to be different. And so because of our podcast and the connections we had, we were sent samples from all over the country and to tell them, hey, is this good? Is this not good? And we had this unique opportunity that we got to taste thousands of samples from all over the country. And we thought, wouldn't it be cool because we have a national audience, and while Kentucky bourbon is king and it's the best, wouldn't it be cool if we blended different bourbons from different parts of the country? So we found 3 distilleries that we partner with to contract distill our own mash bills. So we don't just source, they make our mash bills to our specifications. We get to pick out our barrels, the char levels, the toast levels, and everything. So it's really custom to us. And then we really shine in the art of blending, because most bourbons are one mash bill aged in 20 different warehouses and branded 20 different ways, And so we thought with blending, you can really build layers of flavor that you can't just get out of one mash bill. And so we partner with Bardstown Bourbon Company to make our Kentucky bourbon. And then we have our wild card, and I think what sets us apart is a craft distillery up in New York called Finger Lakes Distilling. Finger Lakes is this craft distillery that makes this wheated bourbon for us. It's just got this really fun, juicy fruit, creamy flavor profile. And it really just kind of brought the whole blend together to really give us a product that can stand up against some of the legacy brands that we all love.
All right, let's take a little pause and tell you about our home on the internet. It's whiskyambitions.com. It's where you can get the t-shirt that I'm wearing, the sweater that you're wearing, Sarah, of course, our hats, Glen Cairns, so we're always drinking from, our water glasses, all of our glassware. We also have a little bit of our barrel-aged coffee. Of course, our new golden hour elemental elixir cocktail syrup is available there as well. Bottle cut candles and more always coming soon at whiskyambitions.com.
And you can become a patron at patreon.com/itsbourbonnight and join our community for as little as $1 a month. And we so very appreciate our patrons, some of whose names you can see scrolling down here right now. They get access to our exclusive barrel picks, the opportunity to participate in barrel picks, discounts on that merch that you were talking about, Chad, and more.
Okay, we'll be right back. So as we said, a month or so later, they had media day. Sarah wasn't able to make it. For some reason, I can't remember
why, but I wasn't. I would have been there if I could.
Yeah, but I went back up there, and it was sort of like version 2.0. So you sat down at the table. This was after trying their core expressions, by the way. You sat down at a table. You had your tasting mat, and all of the barrels that are rolled out are there for you to try. So you get to try them back to back, which is nice. So if you have a couple front runners and you are just wanting to get one bottle, you can taste them side by side, decide what you want, which is actually another sort of gripe we had about some barrel picks. Like you try one barrel, it's done, and then you're on to the next
dump
one.
it out.
And I like 2. I also like 6. But I would like to try them together, and
you can't go back.
Yeah, so
You just kind of have to work from memory. So
Yeah.
this is nice because, you can A/B test them.
exactly.
As you said.
And then you get to go, and when you've decided on 1 or 2 or however many you want, you get to go, thieve it directly out of the barrel into the bottle, and then do all the packaging. This is the one that I got on media day. It has the sticker here that you can fill out. So you can see here my very 5th grade handwriting.
I wasn't going to say it.
And then this is one that we did sort of in version 1.0 up there with our group. And this is one of the ryes.
Yeah.
So that would be a great time to crack them open and try
Let's
them.
do it. We did a bourbon and a rye on our group trip day, but I said, let's pour, if you're gonna do the media day bottle, let's do the rye as the other one. I do remember trying this. We had decided on the bourbon, we had bottled it, and we were like, we're going home with this one. Then we tried 2 of the ryes, and I was like, yeah, I can't leave without this rye.
The other great thing that I have to say about this experience is it is fun to taste things at cask strength sometimes, but if you are picking an expression that is not bottled at cask strength, you have to haphazardly sort of add water to it on the pick day to get it down more to what it would taste like to see how it's actually going to be presented in the bottle.
In other pick experiences.
In other pick experiences. Here, they have it right at the 108 proof as it's going to be bottled.
Okay. That's a good point, Chad. I had forgotten that they do that.
Takes out the guesswork.
There's no guesswork.
Yeah.
You don't have to do any math. No one likes math when they're drinking.
I don't like math. Oh,
I'll have to try your media day bottle
Yeah.
since I don't know what you chose.
I chose a good one.
This rye is very brown sugary and a baking spice and effervescent.
Yeah, this one's savory and also a little bit of brown sugar and
Oh man, mouthfeel. This is a very dessert rye, like a spiced apple cake. Very
yeah.
tasty.
I like the
fan.
bourbon that I chose. I'm hoping that you do too,
switch.
since you weren't there.
Let's see if you chose a good one. I'm sure they're all good. Interesting.
Oh, that rye is
This
good.
one has like lemon, orange rind, like very citrus peel, fresh garden,
Yeah.
like being outside in the summertime notes on this one. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Good choices, us.
Now there is another experience that you can do that is the Pursuit United breakdown, where you actually get to try the individual components that go into a blend and at cask strength. So if that's something you're interested in, you can do that as well. And I just heard that they are doing actual full barrel picks. Those are available. We've already talked to the guys, and we will be doing one. And it'll be a double oaked bourbon.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't know. We might pick a rye. I don't know.
Could be. I mean, as good as this rye is,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see what we can find. But
Yeah, they're offering half barrels and whole barrels. So look for It's Bourbon Night Pursuit United double oaked pick. Coming very soon. If, as we mentioned earlier about our Patreon community, if you are a part of our single barrel club, that's where those bottles will be offered to.
Well, thanks so much to Kenny and Ryan for having us out to try this new experience with our group and for having you back for Media Day. I don't know if I would have invited you back after your behavior. No, I'm just kidding.
I was fine.
He was good. Everyone was well behaved, but we do appreciate them hosting our group and letting us kind of be the guinea pigs.
Absolutely. And hey, if you guys haven't subscribed to us already, it's 2024. It's a New Year's resolution, right? You should do so by clicking right up here. There's suggestions of other videos down here. We hope to see you over there in one of those. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay, until next time, drink more bourbon.